Hey guys, Sean here with SE Shirts and Hoodies, and today I'm gonna be doing a video on pre-treating shirts. A lot of people keep reaching out on how I pre-treat my shirts, the pressures I use, the density, how I mostly get rid of the Dtg box that everybody talks about. So right after the intro, I'm gonna pre-treat a couple shirts and compare them side by side, and I'm gonna give you guys my tips and secrets on how to do it just like me. All right, guys, before we get started actually pre-treating shirts, I just kind of want to give you guys an analogy of what a good printed shirt is. Kind of like how Omni says retail ready. So if you think of a house, the way that I think of garments and the way that I think of DTG printing and printers out there and companies, I think of the way that a house is built. So to me, the foundation of a good print, of a good quality shirt, or the foundation of your print is your shirt. So that's the concrete that the house sits on, that all the studs sit on, that everything sits on, is the foundation. So if you start out with a poor quality shirt, you could throw enough ink at it and you could throw enough pre-treat at it that it's gonna come out as a good print. But the money that you're gonna spend putting extra pre-treat and extra ink on the back end, you could have just spent it on the front end and bought a good shirt or a good quality garment, and the print would have came out better with less ink and less pre-treat. So I think of the garment as the foundation of the final product. Now when you think of a house, what holds up the walls and the windows and the doors are the studs. So I look at that like the pre-treating process. Now if you have a bad pre-treating process, the finished product, the walls and the siding outside and the windows just aren't going to look straight. It's just going to be a horrible house. And at the end, it's just the ink. So ink, I could use this, 5 different printers could use the same printer, same ink, and every print might come out different. So with that being said, I think that pre-treating is a very vital point and very important part of a good solid DTG retail ready print. So I'm gonna pre-treat 2 different shirts today. The first shirt, I'm not gonna print on them because I got a lot of work to do, but I wanna get this pre-treating video out so people have a video to go to if they're having, DTG box problems and stuff like that. So right here on my heat press, I have the regular PLATEN. It's not heated, it's just a 16 by 20 on my Hottronics 16 by 20 auto clamp. I'm gonna pre-treat the shirt and I'm gonna press it, and then I'm gonna put on the lower heated PLATEN and press that shirt, and you guys are gonna see a world of difference. So with that being said, let me show you guys my density and my temperatures, and then we'll just pre-treat them and we'll go from there. We'll compare them. All right, so these are my settings for my pre-treat machine. For ballot canvas, I use 40. If you don't have this machine, I can't really tell you how much pre-treat to use, but my density is at 40, give or take. If it's an AS color, I dropped it down to about 38, but being ballot canvas and gilding, stuff like that, I always keep my density at 40. So that's the first part of it. The second part is I don't put my temperature to 320. So I put my temperature at 285. It's at 286 right now, which is fine. And then when we get to the lower heated PLATEN, I keep that one at 320. Omni recommends that you keep them at 320 for the top and the bottom. What I've found though is by lowering the top temperature, it kind of gets rid of that DTG box. So I'm gonna put the camera down. I haven't changed no settings. And I'm just gonna pre-treat the shirts real quick. So let me get my pressure right real quick, and we'll pre-treat them. So I keep my pressure at 7 on whether I'm when I'm pre-treating, I keep my pressure at 7, and when I'm curing the print, I keep my pressure at 1. So the first press the first shirt, I'm gonna do 1 press of 10 seconds and 2 or 3 presses of 20 seconds. The reason why I do the first press at 10 seconds is just to kind of get that moisture out, so it kind of doesn't leave that like little small crystallization or DTG box. I just feel like that's the perfect temperature and time for the first press, and then the second press I'll do them, and the third press, fourth press, hopefully I don't need it, but I'll do those for 20 seconds at 285. So this is if you don't have a lower heated platen. Alright, so as you can see, I don't know if I get that in the camera, you could still see that box. You know what I mean? It seems like the longer you leave it under the heat, the longer it leaves that box. So I'm not sure if I could get that in the camera or not. But that's without the lower heated platen. So I believe that the lower heated platen is pretty much saves you time, saves you money. On the lower heated platen, I press my first press for 5 seconds, and I press my second press for 20 seconds. So I'm going to switch this out real quick, and then I'm going to pre-treat the other shirt. And you kind of see the difference immediately. The box, if you look real close on camera, I know it always looks worse, but you still kind of see it a little bit, but not compared to when you don't use the lower heated platen. So the secret to this is the lower heated platen. It saves you a third of the time, and your product comes out way better. So I'm just going to put these side by side, and we'll look at them. All right, so this is the shirts side by side. This was without the lower heated platen, and it looks worse on camera than it does in real life. Even the black looks almost like an off black, but you could see how you get this box, and it's not as bad in person, but on camera it looks way worse. But on this shirt, it's not nearly as bad as the one on the right. What I think it is the extended amount of time that your pressure is under heat. It kind of causes it, because if you were to put this on the heat press and just keep pressing it, eventually it's going to change colors. But same process, same density, and you could see a huge difference. And I used to sell shirts like this when I first started, but I wouldn't even sell this shirt right now. It's trash. But this one doesn't look as bad. Like I said, on camera, it looks a lot worse than what it really is. All right, guys, I hope this video helps some people out there with their pre-treat problems, pre-treat questions. With the whites, I pretty much just cut my density to 30 and I go about it the same way. I know that, you know, when a lot of people start looking for these lower heated plans, this is actually an older model, so they don't actually sell them anymore, but I know a company that has quite a few of them still in stock. So if you guys ever need one, you guys can reach out to me and I could get you guys it. I know it kind of sounds like an infomercial, but it's not. But you guys can see the difference right away. The lower heated plan, it saves you time, and you know, in essence, time is money. And besides the time that it saves you, the quality of the garment comes out 100 times better. You're not going to be worried about the DTG box or any of that stuff anymore. So with that being said, I appreciate all the support. I appreciate your guys' comments. If you guys ever need anything, reach out to me. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And then I'll see you guys in the next video.